Gentlemen, we'll get on our way here. If you'd bow your heads, and we'll open in prayer. Heavenly Father, we thank you and praise you that we're able to come here tonight and conduct the business of DD2. We pray, Lord, your presence with us. We pray that you would bring knowledge, discernment, wisdom, genuine respect, and kindness as we discuss the business of the district. Lord, as we celebrate the successes and collaborate in dealing with what's best for our children and accomplishing the goals of our district. Lord, we pray that everyone who's here tonight, Lord, would be enlightened, encouraged, and informed as we go through the business of the meeting tonight. And Lord, may it all be for your glory. In Jesus' name, amen. Join me for the pledge.
Good evening, and welcome to the February 23rd, 2026 Dorchester District 2 Board Meeting. I would like to welcome Dr. Wilson. He is sitting in this evening as Mr. Doherty is out of the district, and so we appreciate him being here with us tonight. Thank you. All right, at this time, I would ask for a motion to approve the consent agenda and meeting minutes. Motion made by Ms. Powell. Seconded by Ms. Bates. Any questions or discussion? All right, hearing none, we will call for the vote. Motion carries 7 in favor. All right, the first item on our agenda this evening is our district highlights, and it looks like we've got a great crowd here. We will bring up Mr. Brian Bohannon.
Thank you, Dr. Wimberly. Members of the board, Dr. Wilson. Tonight's district highlights recognize outstanding student achievement, meaningful community partnerships, exceptional leadership in student health services, and excellence in counseling. We'll begin by celebrating students who exemplify scholarship, leadership, and service. Okay, students in the room. I'm going to read a bunch of nice stuff about you. We're all going to clap, and then I'll bring each school up at one time. We'll get a big group photo. It'll be great, but hang tight. The National Beta Club, the largest independent educational youth organization in America, is built upon 4 pillars: academic achievement, character, leadership, and service. Through academic competition and leadership excellence, Beta students make meaningful impacts within their schools and communities. Recently, students from Newington Elementary School and Fort Dorchester High School traveled to Myrtle Beach to compete in the South Carolina Beta Convention, and their performances were exceptional. At Newington Elementary, students earned first place in the Performing Arts Solo, Duo, Trio, and first place in Songfest, with individual students also receiving premier awards. At Fort Dorchester High School, 15 students qualified across multiple academic and performance categories, including dance, language arts, psychology, and U.S. history. As a result of these achievements, students from both schools have earned the opportunity to represent DD2 at the National Beta Convention in Nashville, Tennessee this June. We congratulate these students and their sponsors for representing our district with excellence, and we wish them continued success at the national level. We're going to start with Newington Elementary. Everybody in Newington, come on up. I know you're here. I'm going to going? Miss Passmore, you got yours? Wait, wait. There you go, Miss Kelvin. Perfect. Newington Elementary. Moving on, anyone we have from Fort Dorchester Elementary, if you can start making your way to the front. Oh, sorry. High school, Fort Dorchester High School. You're also fresh-faced. Whoa. Congratulations, Fort Dorchester High School. Best of luck. We know you're going to represent us proudly in June. Our next highlight reflects the power of community partnership and the meaningful impact local organizations have on our schools and students. And for that, I'm pleased to welcome Ms. Sloan Strauss from the Junior Service League.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Sloan Strauss, and I'm the current president of the Junior Service League of Summerville. For those unfamiliar with our organization, we were founded in 1988 by a group of extraordinary women with a passion for making Summerville shine. And that mission remains just as true and evident 38 years later. We are dedicated to uplifting our community through hands-on volunteer work and spirited fundraising. I am proud to stand here today alongside several of our members to present a check for $17,775, which will be shared among the DD2 and DD4 schools, with each school receiving $555. This gift is made possible through our fall events, Scarecrows on the Square, Christmas on the Square, and PJs with Santa, all held annually on Hutchinson Square during the fall and early winter months. These events would not be possible without the dedication of our members, especially the event chairs, some of them standing behind me here today, the incredible Summerville community that shows up year after year, even when there's inclement weather, and the Town of Summerville Parks and Recreation Department. We are especially grateful to Amy and Rigel for their continued support in helping make these events possible on the square. Many of you may have noticed that we did not host our annual Ghost Walk this year. We chose to take time to thoughtfully evaluate how we can reimagine the event to better serve our ever-growing community. And we are excited to share that it will return this fall and stronger than ever. At the heart of everything we do is a simple belief. When women come together with purpose, meaningful changes happen. The funds presented tonight represent countless volunteer hours, late night planning meetings, early morning setups, and late night cleanups, even when it's pouring down rain and dropping below 40 degrees. And a whole lot of heart. It is an honor to support DD2 and DD4 schools and the students, teachers, and families you serve each day. We believe deeply in investing in our community's future, and that future is sitting in your classrooms right now, and we just saw many of them come forward to receive recognition. Thank you for allowing us to partner with you and thankful for the work you do every day in serving our community. We are proud to present this check and look forward to continuing to make Summerville shine together.
Thank you, Ms. Strauss. We're grateful for your continued support to our community partners. Our next recognition celebrates exceptional leadership in student health services. Kat Buzane, the director for the South Carolina Association of School Nurses, could not make it this evening, but she sent the following remarks about Amanda Sims. Amanda represents the very best of school nurse leadership, visionary, principled, and relentlessly committed to student health and professional excellence. In a remarkably short period of time, and at such a young age in her leadership career, she has achieved what many spend decades striving toward. Her impact extends far beyond the boundaries of Dorchester School District 2. Through strategic innovation, statewide advocacy, and national engagement with the National Association of School Nurses, she has strengthened practice standards, elevated the voice of school nurses, and advanced health equity for countless students. Amanda leads with both intellect and heart. She builds systems that endure, mentors with intention, and advocates with courage. Her work reflects not only professional competence, but moral clarity and an understanding that school nursing is essential to student success and public health. Please join me in congratulating the South Carolina Association of School Nurses Administrator of the Year, Amanda Sims. If any of Amanda's coworkers would like to prolong this moment, you can come get in this picture too. I'm sure Amanda would appreciate it. Yeah, go. Bring flowers and balloons. And we're squishing, and we're making a second row, and we're squishing, squishing. And for our final district highlight, I'm filling in Director of Counseling Gayle Mercer Brown, unable to make it tonight, but I get to read some lovely things that she wrote about our District Counselor of the Year. It is my honor to recognize Ms. Blair Shelley as our 2026 District Counselor of the Year. For the past 13 years, she has faithfully served the students, staff, and families of William Reeves Elementary School with unwavering dedication and heart. Ms. Shelley understands that meaningful, trusting relationships are the foundation of effective school counseling. She balances compassion with intentional, data-formed practices to ensure that student well-being remains at the center of her work. Whether supporting students navigating grief and loss, responding to cases involving trauma, or providing support to children experiencing anxiety or depression, she approaches each situation with professionalism, care, and quiet strength. At the district level, Ms. Shelley serves as one of the elementary professional learning community leads for school counselors and has represented our district as a Stimmersion ambassador. She is currently piloting a 5th grade career fair model focused on career exploration and communication skills with the vision of expanding this opportunity district-wide. Ms. Shelley models accountability, authenticity, and humility in every aspect of her work. Through intentional support and meaningful student experiences, she helps ensure our students are prepared for college and/or career pathways. She exemplifies the standard of excellence we strive for in Dorchester School District 2. After a competitive selection process that included outstanding counselors from across the district, Ms. Shelley was selected as our 2026 District Counselor of the Year. We are proud to celebrate her leadership, her impact, and her unwavering commitment to students. We're going to give Blair the floor.
Good evening, Dr. Wilson, school board members, and all of our DD2 family. It is a true honor to be here as the 2026 Dorchester School District 2 Counselor of the Year. I have served as the school counselor at William Reeves Elementary for my entire 13 years of school counseling. I'm deeply grateful for the leadership at Reeves and for my principal, Natalie Hayes. Her support ensures that school counseling services are embedded in the heart of schools planning and decision making. It has been a privilege to grow in a school community and district that consistently puts students first. School counseling is often viewed as support work, but in reality, it's foundational work. When students feel safe, connected, and understood, they are better able to engage academically and pursue their goals with confidence. When we intentionally teach students how to regulate emotions, build healthy relationships, and advocate for themselves, we are equipping them with skills that impact their academic success and their lifelong well-being. Today, school counseling is relational and research-based. Our work is guided by data, which includes attendance, behavior referrals, and academic progress to identify needs and implement targeted, measurable supports. We align our efforts with district priorities to ensure students are not only meeting expectations today, but are truly college and career ready for tomorrow. I am proud to represent a district filled with dedicated counselors who advocate daily for students and work collaboratively to strengthen our schools. As School Counselor of the Year, I am committed to continuing to put students first, using data to guide decisions, and advocating for systems that ensures every child has the opportunity to succeed. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Shelley. This concludes our district highlights. So if you're not going to hang out, this would be a great time for you to leave. We're going to bring the Shelley family up with her administrators and make sure we get a picture with all of them.
All right, moving on from those amazing, exciting highlights. The next item on our agenda is our public comments on agenda items. We do not have any this evening, so we will go to our board committee reports. And first up, we have our policy committee. Ms. Bates.
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. The policy committee just met prior to this board meeting at 5, so we'll have some policies for first reading at our next meeting, but currently we do not have any today. As you can see on the screen, that's our upcoming schedule for our following meeting, so please take note to them. And do you have anything to add, Ms. King? All right, that's it.
All right, great, thank you. We have Finance Committee, Mr. Lee.
The Finance Committee did not meet today since our last meeting, but all the focus is now beginning to turn towards the budgeting process for the coming school year. And it's been interesting receiving some information at the School Boards Association conference over the weekend about potential changes in the legislature and funding formulas. Unfortunately, we don't have any real information, but now we have something else to look forward to. So, Evan, any comments you want to add? Yeah?
All right, great. Thank you very much. Next, we have our Facilities Committee. Mr. Farnsworth.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The work of facilities marches on, of course. We have our next meeting will be March 9th. A couple things, and I want to point out and highlight Oak Brook. We were at Oak Brook last week, got to see the additions over at Oak Brook Elementary and Oak Brook Middle. Both of those additions look amazing. So we're very excited to get those up and running and kiddos in the hallways. We have walkthroughs continuing, so this week, so board members, please look at your calendars. And if anybody plans on attending those, make sure to accept the calendar invite so we know how many folks to plan for. But again, that'll continue this week, and just appreciate everyone, operations, facilities. It takes a village for sure. So thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Farnsworth. And next, we have our Governmental and Community Relations Committee. Mr. Lee?
So our committee met to kind of lay out a charter, what we're going to try and do. The whole purpose of this committee is to be more intentional in terms of reaching out to the various committees that we need to have relations with, both across the community as well as with the government. And Ms. Bates, if you want to kind of give a more detailed update, we talked about it quite a bit in our board retreat earlier. So
I don't really have anything necessarily to add, but stay tuned. We will be coming up with some events and various meetings that might be for the public. Some will be more for us and with our partners and the delegation and county council and such. But apart from that, we look forward to continuing to move forward with this committee.
All right, thank you, Mr. Lee and Ms. Bates. Next up, we have our board chairs report, and I just had a couple events I wanted to remind everyone of. We do have our exciting reality towns happening across the district in our middle schools. Here are some March dates listed on the slide, and I know that Wanda has sent out calendar invites for us for those so that we can sign up if you're interested. If you have not participated in a reality town, it is a lot of fun, very entertaining, and also very educational. So I encourage you, if it fits into your schedule, to try to attend at least one this year. And then also just a reminder that we also have our national conference coming up, the COSPA conference. That will be March 13th through the 15th. And I believe that we have almost everyone registered for that. So if you haven't gotten registered, there still is time. All right, any questions, board members, about those things? No? All right, very good. So the next item on our agenda is our superintendent's report. And as I mentioned earlier, we have Dr. Wilson here, and he is going to be leading that for us. So I'm going to hand it over to him.
Thank you, Dr. Wimberly. Members of the board, we do have 5 presentations tonight on behalf of the superintendent according to the agenda. The first one is the Dorchester II Educational Foundation. And so we will ask Mr. Ralph Hayes, our executive director, to come forward.
Good evening. Madam Chair Wimberly, Assistant Superintendent Dr. Wilson, members of the board. Excited to be here tonight just to give a couple of quick updates. And the first thing that we wanted to do, we wanted to squeeze this in with everything else we have going on. But Kim Cahill, joined us just about a year and a half ago. And one of the first things that we tasked her to do was to go through the Certified Education Foundation Leader Program, which is hosted by the National Association of Education Foundations. That is the industry standard in leadership for education foundations throughout the country. It is a year-long process with 6 independent month-and-a-half-long courses. And she did exceptionally well. She finished the courses in December. And we just wanted to take a second to say what an honor it is to have her on the staff to serve the students and staff here. And South Carolina currently has 3 CEFL members. Myself, Kim, and then Rock Hill is the only other place in South Carolina that currently has one. And so we're just super, super proud of Ms. Cahill and what she does every day to bring benefit to our students and staff at DD2. So thank you, Kim, for that. I did want to point out, too, one of the things that Kim does in her engagement. Last month, we were awarded the Nonprofit of the Year from the Chamber of Commerce. That is something that Kim completely led independently on her own. We're very fortunate that we work collaboratively on almost everything, but obviously her connections with the business community and everything really lead to her being confident in situations like that. So we're really happy to get that, because really we feel that that's a representation of the fact that as a nonprofit in the community, we're viewed as doing positive work that's making an impact. And again, a lot of that is because of the wonderful person behind me right there. So, yeah, I'm good. If you guys would just take a second and humor me. This is only about a minute and a half long, but we also wanted to kind of give you an update on some of the things that we're doing. This past year, we worked with Google, who gave us some funding to implement some things that really would be innovative and outside of traditional funding. And so this video really showcases that and shows you what we're doing with some of that funding. Just last week, I had the pleasure of meeting with Google representatives again, with Ms. Katie Barker and Ms. Emily Duplantis, and we're very, very confident that Google will continue to be a strong partner for our school district and what we're doing here. But yeah, if you'd humor me and just watch the video, and huge kudos to Brian Bohannon for having someone in-house that has the ability to showcase things. Sorry, I'm usually way louder than that, I promise. I'm more off the cuff. I'm not really. The foundation always says we like to fuel innovation in our classrooms. This is exactly what we mean. The Lou Interactive Playground is something unlike anything else. It allows the PE classroom to become an immersive experience where students can learn cross-curricular instruction and support their core academic subjects while they're having fun and also working on their motor skills and PE skills.
We are so thankful for the DD2 Educational Foundation. I have been seeking this opportunity for years and years, and we finally got an opportunity to have it in our building, and it has been one of my best moments as a principal, being able to see our kids engaged with this activity. What I've enjoyed most about this opportunity is seeing our 4K kindergarten and our special education students utilizing this playground.
We would not be able to accomplish this amazing project if not for the generosity of Google, who provided a grant to us to be able to implement Lou boards to support 4 of our schools in Dorchester School District 2. Google is an amazing partner who wants to invest in our community and invest in our future through our children. So again, thank you, Brian Bohannon, who came out and took the shots, and Dr. Johnson, who's there. And really just having the ability, you know, we do lots of small giving and trying to celebrate teachers throughout the year and everything. But those pieces of equipment are fairly substantial investments for us, and the feedback that we're getting from the administrators and the teachers and the students at those schools are really rewarding, and something that we want to make sure we're continuing to work with leadership on to infuse things that are improving the academic portfolio of what's going on in DD2. So we're really thankful for that. Just wanted to make sure the board and the community had an opportunity to see that. If you're ever over at Joseph Pye, go in and see the one there. We currently have one at Oakbrook Elementary as well, and then those 2 units are going to be rotated to Oakbrook Middle and Sires so that they impact students at all 4 schools. And I love that you guys talked about your conference that you're going to be at in March. I hope that you gain so much out of it, because while we're here in DD2, we're going to try to be celebrating and raising funds to make sure we're able to do incredible things like that. Kim has some gear here, so anybody who wants to come out to the event, it's going to be yacht themed. And for anyone who hasn't been before, I promise there's a place for everyone there. You'll never be overdressed, you'll never be underdressed, and you'll never leave there not knowing that you're contributing to making an impact on teachers and students in our community. This is the largest fundraiser for Dorchester School District 2 each year. So if you have the ability to attend, please go to dd2foundation.org and get yourself a ticket. If you cannot attend, one of the things that we started a couple years ago that's been really rewarding, if you go to the same site where you would purchase a ticket for yourself, you can purchase a ticket to be donated to an educator in your honor, so that you can send a teacher and they can experience the event and be there and be a part of us trying to raise revenue so that we can do some amazing things in the classroom. So thank you so much. We appreciate everything.
Before you sit down, I just want to say on behalf of the board, on behalf of all the educators, and that includes janitors, bus drivers, whomever, just want to say thank you so much. Ever since I heard about the foundation, you all have been doing great things. So just continue to do what you're doing and know that we're missing you already, and the party hasn't even started yet, but.
You guys are going to have a good, get a ticket and go have a drink and enjoy your conference, I'm sure, but won't quite be the big event, but you'll enjoy yourself. No, but not to be completely off topic or anything, with the national group that I serve and with some other local groups that are starting ed foundations right now, we really feel confident that one of the things that allows us to be successful is the alignment of what we're doing with district leadership and with the school board. We want to have open communication with everyone. We want to be working collaboratively so that what we're doing is aligning with the board's goals and aligning with what district leadership is trying to do. And we're very thankful for that. And I hope all of you know that that doesn't come easy everywhere. And I see other places where that's not the norm. And we are very, very thankful for that. But as always, there's a lot of work to be done. I mean, we all know we're trying to do what we can, but there's a big bucket to fill. There's a big gap to fill. So we appreciate your continued advocacy and support so that we can try to do our part.
Thank you, Mr. Hayes, and congratulations to Ms. Cahill as well, and to the Education Foundation. Our next presentation is in regards to redistricting. This has been presented previously and it's being represented tonight by Mr. Kenny Farrell. And at the end of this presentation, after questions, we'll be asking the board for action on this particular item.
All right, good evening. As we said before, we're going to start off with Eugene Sires, redistricting from Sires to Oak Brook Elementary. You can see currently there's 807 students at Sires. As we moved the students from Span to, as we moved the students from Span to Sires, now we have to move Sires to Oak Brook Elementary. So the current capacity after the enrollment will be 1095, which should go to 92%. So that requires us to try to bring that number down a little bit. So our recommendation is to move 85 students to Oak Brook Elementary. Result redistricting of Sires enrollment 924 will drop it to 84% capacity. And the result on Oak Brook, since we're building the addition, it'll take it to 71% capacity. And you can see up here, really, the dividing line is the little backwards 7 there. That's Latson Road. So Latson Road will be the divider line between Sires and Oak Brook Elementary. All right, pretty quick. All right, you can see East Edisto is one of our largest attendance zones. Within that attendance zone, there's over 4,000 approved houses. Currently, we're at 105% capacity. In the next 4 to 6 years, it's going to be up to 122% capacity. So that is the why that we're asking for redistricting. And you could see the developments. This is in 2022 when East Edisto first started off. And if you go to the next one, you could see that the population of Watson Hill, Summers Corner, I'm missing one. Watson, Homecoming. As we continue, as the Blue Star is the possible future of our new middle school, but as we continue to see growth in this area, we have to address the need. And so the next slide. All right, so these are the 4,007 approved houses already. And if you know out there, there's a lot of developers still own land out there, so this is only going to continue to grow in that area. So the plan to address growth, we've addressed at Ashley Ridge in 23-24. We're asking to address East Edisto, which is one of our largest pieces. We helped out in Sand Hill. We built 10 classrooms to help with that, and I'm going to move in 4 additional mobile classrooms, so that capacity will be there. And we helped out Beach Hill by moving to Newington in 2024. All right, so you can see that the Bacons Bridge Road will be the recommended dividing line. This is the northeast corner of East Edisto's attendance zone. So, logically that this is the best fit to transfer students. Rising 7th and 8th grade students have the choice to remain if transportation is provided. Rising 6th grade students zoned for EMS must attend OMS regardless if they have siblings. East Edisto Middle School. So East Edisto, our goal is to try to keep them, available seats. There's no place to put trailers. There's no way to put, go second story. It's really on a tight campus and behind one of our largest elementary schools. So current enrollment is 1052, which is 106% capacity. Projected capacity over the next couple of years will get to 122%. So we rezone approximately 184 students to OMS to keep capacity stable. It results in current enrollment at Oak Brook is 86 students. Increased student capacity to OMS by adding 7 classrooms. So we have a new addition that Mr. Farnsworth referenced earlier. So we have some extra classrooms, and the result of redistricting, OMS would stay at 89% capacity. Of course, I just addressed this, the challenges of East Edisto, of the wetlands. It's tucked in behind Beach Hill. Currently, we could not add a second floor due to the structural support, has limited outdoor space and parking. Because of the limitations, increased enrollment cannot be addressed by adding physical space. The school was built for 1,000, and it's fastly moving past that point. District goal is not to exceed 28 students per class. 52% of the core classes exceed the district goal of 28. 36% of the core classes have 30 or more students. The library has previously been utilized as a classroom. As enrollment grows, class sizes will continue to increase and will decrease our ability to provide assistance to our students within the classroom. Large class sizes make it harder for teachers to provide individualized instruction. There is no available space for additional academic support, remediation, intervention services. Students who need extra academic, behavioral, social support are most affected. Shared spaces like hallways, cafeterias, arrival dismissal areas become more crowded, raising safety issues and supervision concerns. Teachers, large class sizes makes it harder for teachers to provide individualized instruction, makes differentiated instruction more difficult, can affect the district's ability to retain high-quality teachers. So as the crowd goes up, the students go up, it reduces the teacher's effectiveness. As always, we're going to do with all of ours, we have a transition plan where we can provide videos, school staff, support staff, field trips, open house in the spring, and we can consider anything we can to make sure that this process, if approved, is smooth transition for our students. And this is the redistricting timeline. We brought it January 12th to the board meeting, information only. January 27th, parent meeting for Sires parents going to OES. February 3rd, parent meeting for East Edisto Middle School parents going to OMS. And February 23rd, it was tonight, board meeting. Any questions?
All right, board members, at this time, I would ask for a motion to approve the redistricting plan beginning in the 2026-2027 school year as presented.
So moved.
All right, motion made by Mr. Farnsworth, seconded by Ms. King. Any questions or discussion?
So I'll start, and first and foremost, I want to say thank you to the district and Mr. Doherty, Dr. Wilson, Mr. Farrell, a lot of folks that have gotten us to this point. Folks don't understand, it seemingly maybe just is no big deal, like, hey, we're just going to move some students from here to here. But the redistricting is an entire process, and to go through that process, I've been through it a few times now, and I know that it's much more difficult, much more complex, and so I just want to say how much we appreciate what the district has put forward. I think to the community, change is hard. Change is difficult. Nobody likes change, and so I understand from that perspective. But what we've got, and this is a great example, so if anybody is feeling that pit in their stomach maybe, and they're really upset about this stuff, I would say it's probably a good time to examine behind the scenes and really pull back the curtain, because what we've got is kind of a perfect storm. We've got a conglomeration of a lot of issues, financial issues, I would say unbridled growth issues in our county, unchecked growth in our county. There's a lot of stuff. There's stuff happening at the state level. We could start talking about Act 388. We could talk about how our district is funded, how underfunded we are. We could go down all those rabbit holes. But what all that amounts to is this decision tonight. And so again, so anybody that may feel that pressure and not like what we're having to do, I would just ask to please look kind of deep down and really investigate the core of that, because there is a lot more to it than us just kind of picking up students from here to here. So again, so I just want to say I appreciate the district and what they brought to us tonight. Thank you.
Ditto seems so inadequate to follow that, but ditto would be good for starters. Two things in that presentation I do want to point out. In the situation where we have 52% of core classes exceed the district goal of 28 students, and one can have an argument whether 28 is the right number anyway, that is something that we're facing with all of this growth. And to back up Mr. Farnsworth's point, this is the most recent and vibrant example of what we're facing as a district. This is not the last time we're going to have to deal with these kind of things, because we don't know what's ahead. What they've done in thinking through not only this particular situation, we've also had the conversations with what happened, what we had to do with Niceville Elementary and everything else, and putting those plans in place. The amount of rework and rethinking to try and stay in front of this is getting more and more difficult with the unmanaged growth. So for folks who don't quite see it all come together, they can't put all the pieces together, it's okay. It's complex. There's a lot of moving parts. But I encourage you to kind of engage and see what's happening as we deal with the funding challenges that we face, as well as the nearly unmanaged growth is what I would call it. And I thank the district for all that they're doing. We keep coming back and saying, okay, can you look at it this way? Can we try something sideways? But this doesn't solve all the problems. As I pointed out, just one statistic in there still jumps out at me. This helps us to get through tomorrow. It doesn't help us get through next year and the years that follow. So thank you.
All right, ditto and ditto. And then I would just also like to say that we recognize that this is a major transition for our students and families who will be rezoned, and that we don't take it lightly, and we want to work with you together with your family to make sure that this is as smooth as possible transition. And as Mr. Farrell presented, there are lots of options for that, but also please know that these students are moving from a great school to another great school, and that the people at these schools want to help ease and facilitate that transition and make it as smooth as possible, and they will be there to help and assist and guide, as well as others in this district. So please reach out, because we want to make that process as good as it possibly can be for our students and our families. So, all right, any other comments, questions? Okay, then we will proceed with the vote. Motion carries 7 in favor.
Thank you. Our next presentation is the finance report, and we'll have that by Ms. Tina Meunier, our Chief Financial Officer.
Kenny, you're tall. Okay. Good evening, Madam Chair, board members, Dr. Wilson. This evening, the finance team has prepared for you the general fund financial statements through January 31 of 2026. We are 7 months into our fiscal year. On the cash flow analysis that you see first on your screen, we're right in the middle column. Fun item to note is that our very first line item on the property taxes, we received $53.7 million in January, which typically we don't receive a second payment in January. It usually comes in February. So we got a little extra money ahead of time in January, and you'll see how that flows through on some of our other reports. So our total revenues for January were $71.4 million. Total expenditures were $24.9, which left us with a positive fund balance and positive monthly gain this month of $46 million. So our fund balance went to 31.1%. You can see where the month before it had been at 15.63. So another good reason for us to keep a good fund balance so that we can make it through all the way until we get our property tax revenues from the county. One item I also wanted to note on here is that if you look at your total, on the far right, in the green of the 1.1 million, that is reflected as a negative amount at this point in time. We did not receive as much state aid to classrooms revenue from the state as was presented at the beginning, projected from the state in the beginning of the year. So that's where our deficit is coming in right now. Those are based on 45th day numbers, so we have another time for true up with our 135th day numbers. So hopeful that that will come back to make us in balance again. The other item that I had not pointed out in a couple of months, my apologies, is our food service fund balance. We had some timing issues with the Aramark invoices, so it seems like some of the months reflect some negatives right there. It's just the timing of the invoices. And we also have been paying for some equipment, so that does cut into our fund balance a little bit, but we will still have some funding at the end of the year. Our next report is our balance sheet for the general fund. As we were just talking about, we received that extra funding in January, so our cash and our investments is higher this year as compared to last year, with our comparison column of 25 beside that. So our total assets at the end of January is $101.3 million. Liabilities are right in line with where they were last year at $8 million. So again, that gives us a positive reflection of our net change in fund balance. The schedule of revenues, expenditures, and changes in fund balance is the next report. Again, we exceeded our taxes in this month in January, so our percentage is only remaining at 22%, whereas last year at this time it was at 64% remaining that we would still be expecting to get through the end of the year. So that makes our total revenues number of $185 million reflected at 38%. So that's a timing difference, again, of the 50% from last year. Our total expenditures are right on track at the 47% mark as they were last year of $159.5 million. The next set of reports are the fun pictures and colors from just the numbers that I presented a few moments ago. These just show you kind of in bar graph the 3 years preceding of the breakout of local revenue, state revenue, other revenues on this first form, and also, just as we were talking about the timing of the property taxes, that's stated on this report as well. The second form there is the expenditure overview. Same thing, it's broken out into our instruction-related categories, our other general fund expenditures, other financing uses, which brings us to our total expenditures of $159.5 million. And we're right on target with that. Some of our expenditures, as we have stated in the past, the instructional expenditures are a month behind because our teacher contracts run from August to the following July, and most other expenditures are on our fiscal year of July to June. This final report is the fund balance overview, which looks a little different from years past because, again, we received the property taxes at a different timing this month. So in January, our fund balance went way up. So that makes our numbers look a little better. It's just a timing issue, and we don't expect there to be any other fluctuations during the year. So those were our financial reports for this month, if there are any questions.
If I can go back to the state aid to classrooms deficit, what's the confidence level that's going to get adjusted in a positive way?
Well, we have grown in students since the beginning of the year, so I feel like we're going to probably regain some of that money. I will say that the formula that the monies are based on at the state level, agreed, is a little bit wonky in that it's based on the entire state's weighted pupil units. And so if you grow in your area, if another district grows as well, it's the same bucket of money. It just gets distributed to different districts. So we're hopeful that we will see a gain back of some of those funds.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Meunier. Board members, the next thing we have in your packet is the approval of personnel recommendations.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Wilson. Board members, we did receive this information in our packet, so is everyone okay with proceeding in open session? All right. At this time, I would ask for a motion to approve the personnel recommendations as presented.
So moved.
Motion made by Mr. Guthrie. Seconded by Ms. Bates. Any questions or discussion? All right, hearing none, we will call for the vote. Motion carries 7 in favor.
And the last item I have tonight on behalf of the superintendent is the approval of student enrollment recommendations for 2025-2026.
All right, thank you, Dr. Wilson. Board members, we also received this information in our packet ahead of time. Is everyone okay with proceeding in open session? All right, at this time, I would ask for a motion to approve the student enrollment requests as presented.
So moved.
Motion made by Ms. Bates, seconded by Mr. Lee. Any questions or discussion? All right, hearing none, we will call for the vote. Motion carries 7 in favor. All right. Thank you, Dr. Wilson and team. Appreciate the great information. Next item on our agenda this evening is our public comments. We have one, Mr. Jason Brockert.
Good evening, Dr. Wilson. I think everybody else is pretty familiar with me being up here. So, music means a lot to me. It means a lot to a lot of people. A lot of times we can hear each other's feelings a little bit better when it's set to music. So I saw that the big event is going to be at the fairgrounds this year. That's pretty awesome, actually. That's a big upgrade. There's going to be another event at the fairgrounds in May, which will be about bullying prevention and suicide prevention. If anybody from Dorchester 2 would like to check that out, there will be formal invitations coming as soon as we have it locked in. The idea is actually to have counselors from DD2, DD4, Berkeley, Charleston, all of them there for the event that we're going to host. That's a bigger version of the event that we hosted last September that we invited you all to as well. So I'm hoping that maybe there will be a better Dorchester 2 turnout at our second community event that we try to throw. Recently, there's been an issue with the local high schools concerning potential protected speech. I have a feeling like protected speech is something that ought to be pretty important to all of us. And I feel that protected speech is something that everybody should be able to do. It's an intrinsic right. I know we like to throw around God-given rights and what did God give or not give to you, but it's an intrinsic right. We all have the right to have our opinions and have them be heard and be respectful. Now, my understanding when I went to check out things last Friday was that students were planning to be respectful, but there was this fear that they weren't planning to be respectful. Now, a lot of times we operate out of fear rather than trust, genuine honesty. And sometimes it's out of fear. I have a feeling that sometimes when I come up to this podium that pit of the stomach feeling happens for some people in here. And that's odd because all I've ever wanted to do is tell people to respect each other. For years, I've been at this podium asking people to respect each other. Again, I'll challenge you to argue that point, even at my worst. And I'd like for you to review me at my worst. I've been at this podium at my worst. Please see what I was like at my worst and see how respectful I was. There's a hurricane and it's on the way. And I never heard those lyrics more profoundly than I have recently. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Brockert. All right, board members, we do not have an executive session this evening, so at this time, I would ask for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Motion made by Ms. Bates, seconded by Ms. Powell. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, we will call for the vote. Motion carries 7 in favor. We are adjourned.